The real P, baby.
Well. Has the unfortunate happened or has the unfortunate happened? Um, so before I get started with the video, let me just get y'all to a point to get y'all to understand why the video is here. Let me see if I can get right here. Pull this up. Let me map this so y'all can see it. All right, here we go, right here. Let's play this real quick. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Let's just play this. Let's see what's going on. Somebody's gonna do something one day. And I'm not trying to put I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. I don't even want nothing bad to happen to him. I just think he need to get up off the streets. They need to lock him up, give him a little bit of time so he can really think about what he's doing, right? But that don't mean I want him to get hurt, injured, or killed at all. Not at all. Like, you feel me? I'm not asking for that for nobody. But if you continue to let something like this escalate, somebody is going to get hurt somewhere. Because you're going to run into the right one at the wrong time. And when that happens, it's going to be you or them. It's not going to be nothing. It's going to be either that person or that person. So with that being said, now mind you, today is Thursday. This video that I made was part of my podcast. It was part of my pilot episode for my podcast, which I dropped on Monday. The incident happened Wednesday, right? So the incident in question that I'm speaking of is Chud the Builder, aka Chud the Loser, BKA, whatever his name is. I forgot what his name is. Etherly, some bullshit. What's his name? Dalton Etherly. So from law enforcement, it says, as a result of investigation, Dalton Etherly, a 28-year-old man, was detained by criminal investigators and charged with criminal attempted murder, employing a firearm during dangerous felony, aggravated assault, reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon, right? Etherly was booked into the Montgomery County Jail, where he is being held pending arraignment at which time bond will be set. Sheriff Fuson stated, it's unfortunate that the incidents like this are happening in our community. This kind of violence won't be tolerated, and our office will work to make sure those responsible are held accountable to the fullest extent. So that was the law, the law enforcement's, you know, statement on what happened with Chud the Builder. Now, let me break it down a little bit to let you know what happened. Chud the Builder so happened to be at court. What he was at court for, it don't matter, right? He so happened to be at court. He supposedly walks out of court. This is all alleged, right? This is based off what he said. He supposedly walks out of court. He sees a couple guys from a distance pointing at him and laughing at him, right? Like, this is what he sees. He sees somebody pointing and laughing at him. So he decides to approach the men. So instead of approaching the men, he has this super passive aggressive nature about him, where he's not going to walk up to you and say, hey, what the fuck you laughing at in that situation? But what he decided to do was walk up to him, hey, you like the new suit? Because, of course, he just came from court. He must have had on the new suit. So the guy said, look, I suffer from PTSD. So come over here, talk about that chimp out, that N-word stuff, because I will punch you in your face. So he decides to walk over there, and the guy does punch him in the face. Now, while the guy punches him in the face, Dalton decides to pull out his weapon, pull out his firearm, and proceed to shoot the guy. While shooting that guy, he accidentally shoots himself. So now he has a self-inflicted wound in the arm. He also shot the guy in the shoulder and the stomach. Now, as of all reports that I've seen, as recently as I've seen, the guy is still alive. He's in a hospital. He's still alive. But And Dalton is in custody. He's in custody, right? So before we get further into it, let's just hear what he said happened from his mouth. What he said happened about during the situation. Let me get the value.
They're pointing at me.
Uh-huh.
They're laughing. They're pointing at me, and I said, I walked up to them because they're pointing at me.
Uh-huh.
They're laughing. They're pointing at me, and I said, "What's up, guys? How y'all doing?" I said, "You like the new suit?" He said, "Walk away from me." I walked away from him. He came back up to me. He literally said, "I have PTSD. I feel like I'm in." He said, "You start saying all that chimp out shit to me, I'm gonna hit you." He hit me. Started wailing on me even after I had to defend myself by shooting him. He's still wailing on me.
Where's your weapon at?
They have everything.
And of course, my microphone was muted. But what I was saying was the fact that he can really play victim the way that he's doing, right? Like it's amazing that he could play the victim. You can't play victim if you decide to walk up to somebody and approach them. Like the fact that he can, like, this is some real Karen type stuff, right? Like, you're gonna play the victim. You're gonna be so, passive aggressive about even walking up to him and saying what you said to him. You ain't asking what they was laughing at. You want to try to make it funny and stuff like that. Everybody not playing, man. Everybody not playing with you, bro. Like, so you can't claim self-defense, which he did, when you're the person that's walking to somebody being aggressive, because you wouldn't have had to self-defend if you weren't putting yourself in the situation. You could have easily walked away. You could have easily went the other way. You could have easily got into your car, whatever, and just went. Right? That's easy to do.
What weapon is that right there?
I believe that's it. Is that yours?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't had a chance. He's talking to them right now. Oh no, you guys are good. Do your thing. Okay.
Check
He
it
he has a graze. I call it a graze to the left arm. He has slight abrasion right here on his head.
Okay.
Maybe some scrapes. Lightheaded.
And bravo to law enforcement, right? I'm this microphone is, I need to get my headset so I can listen and not have to mute my microphone, because if I play the audio while my microphone is on, it's gonna reverb, it's gonna catch all that through the microphone, and it's gonna sound nasty. So I need to get my headphones. I'll get them, of course, but because the microphone messing me up, I keep forgetting I got it muted. But what I'm saying is, bravo to the police, and thumbs down to the police, right? Y'all get half the positive, half the negative reaction for doing what y'all doing, because this man has been walking around for months that I've seen. Now, I believe he's been doing this since before it's been on my radar, since before the files got slid to my desk. I believe he's been doing this before then. But at least for the last few months, he's been antagonizing black people, just walking up to them, just saying the N word with the hard ER. Once you react, now you're chimping out is the word that he liked to use, is the phrase that he liked to say. So, bravo to police for getting him off the streets finally, right? Finally getting this man off the streets. And it's to the point where it was like, it was almost predictable. Like, it was almost predictable. If we go back, I just did a pilot podcast. Started my podcast on Monday. Check that out every Monday, Friday, live on YouTube. Late at night, because of my work schedule, I will be, continuing my live podcast Mondays and Fridays. Like I said, late at night, it'll be like 1 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning. That's Central Time, right? So during that podcast, I definitely spoke on this, and we're gonna get to that right now. Um, somebody's gonna do something one day. And I'm not trying to put any, I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. I don't even want nothing bad to happen to him. I just think he need to get up off the streets. They need to lock him up, give him a little bit of time so he can really think about what he's doing, right? But that don't mean I want him to get hurt, injured, or killed at all. Not at all. Like, you feel me? I'm not asking for that for nobody. But if you continue to let something like this escalate, somebody is going to get hurt somewhere. Because you're going to run into the right one at the wrong time. And when that happens, it's going to be you or them. It's not going to be nothing. It's going to be either that person or that person. Period. Because it's going to get escalated to that point. Saw a video. And again, microphone just killed me. So the reason why I say that half of positivity goes to the police and half of it is the thumbs down was because during all this time that he decided to antagonize people, that he decided to harass people on the streets by calling black people the hard the hard N word with the hard ER to their face. And once they react, he says things like you're chimping out, right? Like stuff like that. Nothing's ever happened to him. The only time, anytime law enforcement got involved with anything was once he was at a restaurant, which is a white owned establishment, where he got put out of the restaurant. What reason he got put out for, I'm not 100% sure. But he did not pay for the meal. So he ended up getting arrested for disorderly conduct and theft because he didn't pay for the meal. Now, the craziest thing about that was he was able to walk out of the restaurant. So the fact that the police were able to catch up with him and lock him up before it means that it was already known what he was doing. But until it affected the white people, that's when, law enforcement decided to get involved. Because while he's walking around antagonizing black people with a gun on his hip, with pepper spray in his hand, nothing's happening to him. So during the incidents with people on the street, police are around, they're not doing anything. They're not saying anything. But once you skip out on a little food order or whatever from a restaurant, now all of a sudden, something is happening. Something can be done, which is the unfortunate part. Look, shout outs to law enforcement, for finally doing something. Shout outs to the black guy that decided enough was enough. And Chud the Builder, you deserve everything you got. He's facing 15 to 25 years in jail for attempted murder, aggravated assault. It should be more things. It should be like hate crimes attached to that. It should be, and I don't know what, like laws there are for antagonizing people or anything like that. But it should be more charges than that. And Dalton, they're gonna have a lot of fun with you in there. They might put you in isolation. In prison, oh my God, you might be in isolation. You might be, because especially people of color, they're going to be on you. You thought old girl said she was pegging you? Man, listen, somebody is finna PEG you. PEG you. And you deserve it, dog. Like I said, didn't want nothing bad to happen to nobody. I really felt like you needed to just get up off the streets, and maybe this would be a wake up call once you spend. You know, he might get sentenced to 15, have to do 7, 8. I don't know how it go, right? Like, he might have to do half the time, the majority of the time, or whatever. But he's going to do some time. And if he don't do some time, it's going to really start a race war, you know what I mean? It's going to be inciting a riot if he doesn't do the time that we feel like, or a person like me feel like he deserves to get. Because before now, he been antagonizing people for months. Like I said, I don't know how long he's been doing it. I know that I've been seeing it for months. I've been seeing it for months. And I'm just happy that he finally off the street. We finally got one of these monsters up off the streets. Hopefully with his situation, more people come out and we can see the monsters that they are, so that we can make appropriate, you know what I mean, use this case to make appropriate decisions and make them early. Because you're not walking up to people doing that without not wanting it to be something. You're not walking up to people. You're talking about freedom of speech while using hate speech, which is, of course, not protected. Black people were not protected. I'm going to keep it 100. But you're talking about freedom of speech while using hate speech. Your freedom of speech should be more than just hate. Your freedom of speech should involve some love. It shouldn't all be negative. It should be some positive. You know what I mean? Things like that. So, with that being said, Dalton the wussy, Chud the pussy, Chud the coward, Chud the builder. Enjoy your time upstate. Enjoy your time in that cell, because you won't be able to stream and call people the hard ER word for a long time. And I'm not gonna lie, that makes me happy.